All spheres of South African society have been urged to roll up their sleeves and deal with issues accompanying rapid population growth and urbanization. A report by the South African Cities Network shows the population of 60 million is expected to grow by 30% by 2050. More than two-thirds currently live in urban areas, but more are expected to flock to cities. CGTN's Julie Share reports.
South Africa is facing a population and urbanization boom. Over the next 3 decades, the nation is expected to grow by a third to around 80 million by 2050. More than 70% will be living in cities.
The in-migration that we see into cities is a result of people who are coming in search of work and livelihoods. And so they arrive and they don't necessarily have an income, so they would require free basic services, electricity and water, sanitation and waste removal. So the city also has to plan for not just new infrastructure, but also to maintain and make sure that the existing infrastructure doesn't fall apart.
While a large number of people still live in informal dwelling in many of the major cities, significant progress has been made to deliver services since 1994. More than 80% of the country has access to electricity, water and sanitation.
The metros in particular have been able to maintain levels of access to services that they had in previous years. But there is no doubt that the quality of services has declined. And of course, we haven't kept pace with those that have entered the urban system, that have urbanized or migrated from other parts of the country or other parts of the continent or internationally.
South Africa does, however, have a comprehensive urban plan, but it's been hampered by state corruption, inadequate infrastructure planning, and a soaring unemployment rate.
That policy calls for really addressing the challenges of our urban areas by densifying and compacting our cities. So that's by having high concentrations of people in one place. Therefore, you stimulate economic growth, you catalyze economic growth, increase and create more livelihoods for cities' residents. And then also, an important accompaniment to that is to address the apartheid spatial legacy.
To get things right, we have to fix up the insides of the state, what's called the capable state or government or good governance. But I think over time there has been, number one, corruption. The decimation of our electricity utility was basically because of corruption. Lots of corruption in the Department of Water and Sanitation, for example, which could also explain, I think, some of the big problems we have with water and sanitation.
The South African Cities Network has urged the state to take a fresh approach in dealing with spatial planning and service delivery challenges. But it will take all areas of society to keep the country on track. Julie Shara, CGTN, Cape Town, South Africa.